dancing. I literally discovered that during this amazing weekend as I bumped into one of our history during the weekend. And she was also an activist and literally legendary. And I'm gonna read just this short story of her as we get started. But karibuni sana to everyone live with us before we get into that. Everyone live with us on YouTube, BitChute, everyone with us on Rumble, everyone on the radio station, those who catch this on a replay. Hope you guys get to enjoy. And to those who shall literally, of course, or those who are here for the first time, kindly subscribe and feel free to also head to the Google Play Store and download our app, which is very easy for you to find. If you're using any Android device, or if you're an Android device user, Black Hot Fire Network is the name on the Google Play Store. If you're using an iPhone device or an Apple device, literally, you can click or join us using our website link. That is the www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. You can sign in using your username. We have amazing things over there. You can be able to listen to the radio station if you're not able to stream live on any of our platforms through the app. You can be able to listen to us via the radio so long as you're connected to the internet. And apart from that, we come with amazing merchandise, different colors, different sizes. Pick your own and pick correctly. And of course, it will be delivered to your doorstep. We also speak about your health being your wealth. And of course, as Black Hot Fires, literally here, we're big advocates of staying healthy and literally promoting all organic supplements. We're not talking about no synthetic drugs here. We're not talking about no chemicals here. All amazing organic supplements. And of course, before we get started, I'd love to hook you up with one of the amazing ones because I love us to pour our brains right here, so we can be able to get to the conversation straight. So ensure once you have the app, rush to the apparel store, check this amazing merchandise we have, but also ensure you check the BHFN sports page where there's vitamin, proteins, amino acids, beauty, nail, skin, hair essentials, all coming at a very affordable price. And in case you have any question before or after purchasing the products, we have an active email, kcnewsam15@gmail.com. You will be able to be answered there in case you have any question before you purchase or after the purchase of the products you're literally looking forward to use. For those who are literally looking for maybe things like Moringa Cure, we have it. We have the sea moss, we have turmeric, gummy bears. We have amazing organic supplements. But before we get started, let me hook you up with some brain and focus formula so you can ensure your thoughts are all poured here in today's conversation.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
All right, karibuni sana. Once again, that is Brain and Focus. Ensure we all pour in your minds right here. You get to focus because we're getting into the part 3 of the conversation we were having last week.
Somebody's got a better attitude pounding this morning. Karibu sana.
Lol, wow. Me or you? Are you talking about yourself?
I'm talking about you.
My attitude was all correct, kid. I don't know what you think. Okay. But maybe I just needed that to Kali so that I can be able to fix my anger.
I knew you got some ugali all up in your gut.
Anyway, yes, Karibu Sana, I hope you're doing great this amazing evening from my end. It is 39 minutes past the top of the hour. And of course, to everyone on the network, man, it is Keith who messed my attitude early in the morning. Trying to go after Maya. You can't attack Maya like that. Come on. Be kind to our short little brother. Like, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
I was like, hey, man, at least. So it's funny how Joby said that, but you see how See, unlike the YouTube comments, which are, which are censored, we were on BitChute. Those comments are uncensored,
Yes.
and white people can be themselves and be so everything we got was that you Negroes are fucked up. You're sorry, and white people should have that land and get away.
Mm, man, those comments are really, really racist. Those are some really racist comments. Like, they calm down. Like, why won't you talk about your own creation, but you want to talk? When it's, well, I'm certain if I go back to the conversations we were having last week, there's less comments about the existence of white people. When it comes to anything concerning us that literally affects them or it's part of their how do I say it, part of the how they destroyed our lives. It's literally
Uh huh.
they can't take it. If they can't take it, because there was literally so many comments you were reading earlier, and it was just like an hour or two after my show. It's crazy. It's crazy,
Hell,
crazy.
the hour two that was right doing your show. Because there's also a live feed when we're live on BitChute. You had the
Yeah, yeah.
live feed comments up there, then you had the comments right after your show. I just looked at it and said, wow, you no good filthy niggas. You didn't build nothing. You go away. You're supposed not to have nothing. Every
Actually,
time you
yeah,
niggas get something, you tear it up and destroy it.
yeah, it's about like 13 comments over there, all
Yeah,
racist. I see them.
of
I see
course.
them.
Of
I see.
course. And
It's
you would been
crazy.
all night, of course. 'Cause that's who they rip. See, when they can be themselves, they don't gotta be filtered. That's who they are. See,
Mm-hmm.
bitch shooting allows them to be who they are. Hey, no reason to, no reason to pretend, Joby. No reason to cosplay. It's who we are.
Yep. Yep. It's okay.
Uh,
We understand them. And that's why we're here to talk about part three of where they come from. Because why do these people just, how they act, how they dominate, why they created to just cause all this chaos in the world? It's crazy. But before we get into that, shout out to Jason once again, Jiba Jabba,
yeah,
everyone
yeah, yeah,
behind.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Jim. I gotta run it and use the bathroom real quick anyway. So go ahead, you got it.
Right. Yeah, everyone behind, of course, they're silently. But before we get started, like I said, I want us to talk. I want to give you a glimpse of the history here of Nina Simone, an amazing, amazing singer, an iconic, a legendary, I love, however you love to call her. But of course, her real name was Eunice Kathleen Waymon, professionally known as Nina Simone. And she was a singer, a songwriter, a musician, arranger, a civil rights activist. Her
Yeah, we
music
play. You forgot we played a song, but we played a song on your thing. That's now you know. We played a song when you turned 24.
Yeah, and I also I don't remember the song unless you
I know
remind
it's
me.
called. I know it's called. It's called. Uh, uh, it's a new day. It's a new dawn, and I'm feeling good. So
Ah,
you don't like me singing, but you say it's an. I think the song is called "It's a New Day."
okay.
Play that. You
I
you can play that song, and you know we talk.
okay. We'll play that towards the end because we started with
Yeah.
a jam. But yeah,
Okay.
she was a songwriter, a singer, a musician, arranger, a civil rights activist. Her music spanned a broad range of musical styles, including classical, we had jazz, blues, folk. I don't know which kind of music is folk. I've never heard about that actually.
We use the
Uh,
bathroom.
R&B, gospel, and pop. And to make a living, Simone started playing piano at a nightclub in Atlantic City. She changed her name to Nina Simone to disguise herself from family members having chosen to play the devil's music or so-called cocktail piano. She went she went on the record. She went on to record more than 40 albums between 1958 to 1974. Damn, that's a lot of albums. Making her debut with Little Girl Blue. And in 1958, she had a hit single with I Love You. I Love You, Poggy. And civil rights literally it includes that where Nina took civil rights and the movement to fight to another level and made it part of her persona. In 1963, after the church bombing that killed four young black girls in Birmingham, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Birmingham, Alabama, the slaying of Medgar Evers, she wrote Mississippi Goddam, whose searing or starring lyrics include the lines, "Oh, but this whole country is full of lies. You all gonna die and die like flies." That's what she wrote. And after the killing of the Reverend Martin Luther King, she recorded why the King of Love, why the King of Love is dead. And social includes where Simone's social commentary was not limited to the civil rights movement. The song for women exposed the Eurocentric appearance standards imposed on Black women in America as it explored the internalized dilemma of beauty that is expressed between four Black women with skin tones range from light to dark. Yeah, so basically that is music. And her birthday, or literally, this is living in our memory. That was in 21st, in 24th, yeah, 22nd. That was on Saturday. 22nd of February was her birthday. So literally, that is why one of these platforms literally posted her history, reminding us who Simone Nina is, literally. So karibuni sana once again. Hope you guys are ready for today's conversation. But before we get to wait for Keith, or as we wait for Keith, another conversation that I also wanted us to, or something I wanted us to share, is about this lady. It reminded me of literally when Keith shared the details of this guy from the States. I can't remember which part of the States, but who came up with this innovation of where you can trap air, you can trap water from air. And apparently, of course, Keith has been talking about how where Africans and the young people are going to become the innovators of majority of the things, because the universe keeps downloading information to us. Literally, if you are very connected, if you live correctly, I believe information will always be downloaded to you. So this is Beth Koigi. I'm pronouncing her name correctly, from the 254. And she is a Kenyan innovator who's turning air into clean drinking water. Isn't this a threat, of course, to white people? A very big threat. We know this is a big, big threat to white people. At the moment I saw this, I was like, man, it's either going to buy you out, of course, and not allow this to move forward, because you're going to become a threat to majority of these puppets, of course, in Africa, Kenya to be specific. We saw that was in 2023 or last year, 2023, right? We had Mr. Beast who came to Africa, 5 different countries of Africa. We're talking about Kenya, Zimbabwe, Uganda, the rest of the 2 I can't remember. But he came and innovated, and I quote, innovated water, of course, in majority of these places that have been suffering from scarcity of water. And we question this, like, why is it that we have to wait for always the white man to become our savior? And this is why we've seen literally, we've seen the narrative they always want to push when it comes to us and when it comes to them. When it comes to us is that we are incapable as much as we are really very capable. When it comes to them is that they are capable as much as they're very incapable, because we have everything we need. All we need to do is just do shit. We have everything we need. But because we've not been given the resources, taught the way, skills of how to do this, we lack also majority of this information. But shout out to Beth Koigi. Let me share information and how she came up with this amazing, amazing innovation.
Getting water from air has a huge potential, because the amount of fresh water in the atmosphere is 6 times that of all rivers around the world in volume. So this is a huge water resource that can actually create drinkable water to communities in need.
Yeah, it says it works like a humili. I can't read that. Damn. A machine that pulls in air through an electrostatic filter and passes it over the refrigerated coil. Moisture in the air condenses on the coil, then is funneled into the holding tank. The magic as The Magic has devices in 3 sizes, which can produce 25, 125, or 500 liters of water a day. And more than 1 in 2 Kenyans lack access of clean drinking water. The county is suffering its worst drought in 40 years. They say more than 90%. Let me continue. More than 90% of water. No. But yeah, that's basically what she came up with. So shout out to her. These are some of the things that we talk about when it comes to, you know, things that would make Africa literally become independent and not, we don't require any funds to do any of this. All she needs literally is support, you know, all she needs is literally support. Everything the universe has given it to us. All we need is just figure out this information and how we can be able to pass it to others and become independent. Because today, trust you me, it's not just Kenya, but majority of the Africans lack access of clean drinking water. You keep asking, why do we have outbreaks of cholera in countries like especially Malawi, Kenya itself as well? Which other country? Malawi has been one of the, Malawi, Cameroon, those are the top, I'd say, top reported countries that actually face a lot of cholera outbreak, literally. So this is because of lack of clean drinking water, and which we really have it. Different innovations have been proven. We have free water and enough water. If literally, if supplied to the people, or if we came up with the right information, we'd be able to do all this. But as we wait for Keith, let me see what you guys are saying. I see Jason says, and why people never are concerned about their low birth rates. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I'm quite surprised to see on my show earlier today, those comments are so many, literally. I'm just looking at them here. The comments are so many and they're so racist. When it comes to anything, when it's talking about us that concerns them or how they affected our lives, it's just a big trigger to them. But also see Juba Jaba says, folk is what you might call village music. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Thank you, Juba Jaba. The style varies region to region, usually acoustic. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, acoustic guitar in the focal instrument. All right, thank you. If you say the village music that way, I really understand. I really get it. And also, see, saying folk tells a story, an idea taken from slaves. Oh, all right, yeah, because they said she did the classical, the jazz. She did.
She started as a classical pianist, but she couldn't get work because she's a black woman. They don't have black woman, even though we created classical coming out of Africa. The Moors created classical music coming out of Africa because the instruments came out of Africa, all of them. So she had to change that and go into the blues and also jazz. But also remember, Nina Simone left her family. She left her son. Oh, you said it, well, yeah, she left her son and her husband because of the racism in America was so bad. She couldn't take it anymore. She could remember she was on the front line during the civil rights movement, fighting. It just, as a woman, it overwhelmed them. The hatred. Some people can't deal with the constant hate. Because remember, because she has an artist and a famous artist back in the 60s, she was getting so much hate that it broke her. So she just ended up leaving her whole family behind. They go to France, which is even more just as racist as America. She didn't like go to Africa. She went to France, another racist ass country. And so I think she didn't get contact. Her son tried to reach out to her when he was a grown man. Of course, there was never any relationship there because he hated her ass for leaving, of course. He was a child. You can't leave a child and think they're going to love you, abandon a child, and think they're going to love you as their mother. So that relationship was never patched up. Because it's just look, ask Google, how old was Nina Simone's son when she left? Was he like 7, 8 or something? Because I think she left in '68 after they killed Martin Luther King. She just couldn't take it. She left all that civil rights shit behind. Right?
The same Nina Simone didn't have a son, but she did have a daughter named.
Oh, the daughter. Okay, the daughter. Daughter, son. One of them. Shit.
Yeah, born in 1962. Yeah, because in
So
1962.
so so she left what in 68 or 69. So that child was number like 6 or 7 years old. A daughter. Okay. I wasn't sure the daughter, a boy. I couldn't remember. I knew it was a child. That's all I remember. It was a kid. It was a kid. She left. That's all I know. And the daughter never accepted her back. Never accepted her apology for leaving her or abandoning her.
But it also she returned to the US in 1995 to collect royalties on music she wrote that was released without her permission. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
99. She ain't been back, and she came back in 95. Cause I think she like died in 90. She came back in 95 and left in 60. She was gone for 30 years. 30 years. So her daughter didn't have no contact with this woman for 30 plus years. So her daughter, I don't know. I think she tried to uh, go see her daughter. Her daughter was living in Chicago, I think, at the time. So her daughter was like what 38 by that time, 30 something. Her daughter said, "Daughter wouldn't have nothing to do with her ass. Get your ass out of here." So so because like I said, she came back in 95. And that woman left America and never came back for 30 damn years. never, she never came back for 30 years because of the racism. I guess the fight, being a woman, she was so heavily involved in that fight, and she wanted people like her. She wanted to believe that white people would get better, and like maybe Joby too. But she wanted to believe that we can love them. We can love the hate out of them. But no, they're not going to change. And so I think that destroyed her to her core. And so she just dropped everything. But dang, why would you leave your daughter? Your daughter would need you in the same fight dealing with this racism thing. Your daughter would need you going up in this racism and how to maneuver it. Go ahead, Joe. What
Sometimes
you
you
gonna say?
sometimes you gotta just throw the hands and do your life. You just
What
gotta let.
you got a daughter, Joby? You got a baby girl.
Hey,
Your life, your life
live.
don't belong to you no more. You got a daughter. You can't just up and leave the daughter. What is she supposed
Was
to? And then and
wasn't
then
I
and then
someone's daughter and someone threw their hands? Like, wasn't I someone's daughter too? Like, they just did,
and then,
push.
Joby, you go. She goes to their own child, Joby.
I was
Ghosted.
ghosted too. I was ghosted. I was ghosted too. Like, and you adapt it. You live life. You get used to it. It is life. It is what it is. That's your
It is
destiny.
what it is. What it is. It's still fucked up. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah. That don't make it not fucked up. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. That don't mean it don't make it not fucked up,
I'm
Joe.
not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but like you can hear. I didn't know that part. Like I was reading the article. I didn't know the part of she faced racism. That's why she left her.
Of
Because they
course.
just said she left her family and so and went to do music and recorded 40 albums and all that. So
Well, but great. She recorded 40 albums while the doors all fucked up, crying. Where's my mommy? Where's mommy?
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I'm not leaving
So,
my daughter
you
though.
think
So
you think her daughter didn't face racism, Joby?
I bet she did. I bet she
Of
did.
course. She grew up in America. Her daughter faced racism too. So shit. You don't leave your daughter because you facing racism, and we all face racism. Yeah, I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave all my rotten ass kids behind because I'm facing racism. What? What? Yeah. So
I,
that's the only part I can't respect of her life, Joe.
being honest, I can make a compliment on that. I don't have a child yet, so I don't know how that feels.
You okay? Imagine your brother. Then okay, you got your brother. Yes,
You're gonna
right.
pull
You think
that? I
you think you think you think you don't get away, Joey? You got your brother, and you expect and you are facing racism, and he's depending on you. Then you up and leave his ass. Don't say nothing. Don't tell him nothing. Say, where's my sister Joe? Where's Joby at? You don't never hit. He don't see you for another 35 years, Joby. That's right. That's right.
impossible.
Yeah. All
Impossible.
right. That's right. See, that puts everything into perspective. That's right.
Impossible. Pero shout out to you and Sankenon Karibu
That's
Sana.
that's right. Carry Busana to you.
I see you asking, does she have bodyguards life insurance? She needs both. I bet not, because trust, I believe should be killed if this. It's already on the mainstream media, so I don't think she'll survive. I don't know. Kit, what happened to that guy who came up with that innovation of trapping water from the air in the
He's still
States?
here. He's still around. I don't think nobody. He's still there. He's
Hmm.
still there, but I don't think nobody's He's still there, but I don't think nobody's I don't think nobody's did anything to him. They tried to destroy. They tried to destroy the equipment, but they didn't try to kill him yet. But you don't hear much about him because they're trying to ghost his ass. Because you can just take. I said, why don't you take that to Africa? We told you. Should Africa? You think the African leaders ain't heard about him? He said, I'll take it over there to free. So should nobody in
Well,
Africa right now not have no water?
we have a Kenyan lady who has also come with the same type of innovation.
Okay,
Uh,
what happened to
her
her?
name, let me just share. I was sharing this when you had gone. I'm just gonna share it
All
very
right,
quickly.
all right.
Nothing has happened to her, but I was just saying, yeah, like her life definitely is in danger because of this. Is a threat, of course, to white people, to our puppets, and
Of
reminding
course.
us that we had Mr. Beast who came here to innovate water for us.
Yeah.
You know, help us get water, which our presidents, leaders, MPs have failed to do. So we have this lady. Her name is Beth Koigi. I'm not sure which county she comes from in Kenya, but she's trying to help our people, get clean drinking water, and she came with this innovation
Getting water from air has a huge potential because the amount of fresh water in the atmosphere is 6 times that of all rivers around the world in
She doing the
volume.
same.
So
She doing the
this is
same
a
thing he
huge.
doing.
too.
So it's becoming. Come on. When something happens, Africans are connected through the ether. So his technology is being downloaded to her. That's called the 100 monkey test. Since Africans are attached to one another spiritually, and they have a what we call a um conscious field. Once one African invents some shit, it starts to affect all Africans. And it starts being downloaded from the ether. Go ahead, Joe.
Huge water resource that can actually create drinkable water to communities in need.
Yeah, so basically that's what she's done. She's talking about, of course, the scarcity of water, but that's the innovation she's come up with. The same as that, brothers. And I was just telling
Yeah.
the family that, of course, if the Kenyan government sees this, the white people, they're gonna come by out, and that's it. She's gonna be silent. None of this is gonna help the people of the community. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna go anywhere because you're gonna destroy, of course, the business of the
Not if you
cartels.
so what? Not if the Africans fight for it. They will try to call you stupid and all this other stuff. It's like the brother in Zimbabwe created a car, doesn't need any car, the television, and also the electric center that runs off the ether. They've already tried to kill him a few times because they messed up the white power system. That gets destroyed. Because he showed I can get energy straight from the ether.
Yep. Yep. But I'll see before we get into the main conversation.
Take
Already
your
an
time.
hour is gone. Half an hour is gone. I see Ansankenan says Kamala Harris stole Nina Simone's music rights from her daughter in California. Kamala Harris?
I don't know about that. What? I don't know. You would have to look that up. I don't know nothing about that.
Let me see. Let me check. I saw Kamala the NAACP awards, something like that, during this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
of course
crazy
they
how
try. Yeah, the NAACP awards not controlled by black people. It's called a Black Award show. The J started that. They try to get a credibility, Joby. That's how they bestow credibility on somebody. Look who she got, and a black award not controlled by anybody black. It's all stupid.
It's the way the black women are so emotional. It was just so crazy. They were just looking at her so emotionally, you
It's
know.
all that's all phony black people. That's why they're there. It's all fake.
Yeah, I
It's
see the
all
article on Sunken One. It says Nina Simone's granddaughter blamed Vice President Kamala Harris
on
for
the granddaughter.
states that that are, that was taken away from her family. Yeah, literally.
What? Wow! They're trying to steal her royalties. That's what they do. You know, you got these other goopy black people. Yeah, Camilla. They try to steal that her granddaughter's money from her. Wow, her royalties from her grandmama's music.
Hmm.
Did they get it?
So they're saying that the family of late singers Nina Simone claimed Vice President Kamala Harris had taken away the singer's estate from them, estate, and Rihanna Simone Kelly, Simone's granddaughter, made the accusation in a series of tweets and initially started tweeting to share support to cover of Feeling Good performed on Friday by Chloe
Yeah, I'm
Bailey.
feeling good. Yeah, that's the song. That's the name of the song we played for you when you turned 24. I'm feeling good. It's a new day. It's a new dawn.
Mhm,
Okay, so she's playing her grandmother's song.
mhm. Yeah, she also said my family doesn't run our estate anymore. It was taken away from us, given to white people. Our family named
Always, always, always steal your shit, but they do. Give it to white people who had nothing to do. Now she fought against white people, and now white people getting the millions of dollars from her estate. Isn't that funny? That's what they do, Joby.
Mhm. She says our family name was dragged in the media. We got no royalties, nothing. We want to hold someone accountable. Ask Kamala Harris why she came for my family. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. So crazy. That's what they do. Yeah. I also see Juba Juba says, my bad mother pulled that crap. Good thing for grandparents. Running around with a white man, only to see your moment in a top of the TV. And also see says Moses West has partnered with a young African innovator that has an innovation on producing water. Can't remember the country. All right, I'll check that out. Also see, and Sankana says when Kamala was Attorney General for California. All right, that's when they did that. Jiba also says yes, they are. You have to pay for the the NAACP for that Spring Medal and other corporate awards, and they won't publicly criticize you or your group. No cap. Damn, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Shout out to them. Shout out to the all the black women who are there giving all their emotions. Just it was so crazy. You're looking at a white Indian woman feeling remorse because she lost and all that. Because that's all I could see on the black people's face, man. It's like, oh, she's just giving an amazing speech. Bye. Bye. But yes, as we get into the main conversation, I don't know if Kate, you want me to share the videos we had from last time. Any, I still have them, of course, in the queue.
Yeah, yeah. Do the one. Where do demons come from? Give me a second.
Okay. Where do the demons come from? Let me see. Hmm. I gotta check that. Let me see if I shared it. Let me see if I shared it. Hmm. Got a bunch of videos here. The Emerald tablets. I think we should have, of course, the Emerald tablet. The return of Inky. We did that. All right, let me find it. Did you share it with me, Keith? I don't know. Let me see. A bunch of videos. That's not it. I don't think you shared it with me, Mr. News, because I can find it. I can find it. Nah, I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna wait and see, because I can see it personally. I really can't see it, so I gotta wait. I'm not sure which one it is, because I see we shared the.
All right, Joe, let me see if I can find it and send it to you again. Give me a second.
Yeah, because I see the one I shared the one of the
It'll be,
Mr.
it'll be right above yeah, no, I think it'll be right above the emerald tablets I sent you.
Yeah, we had the Emerald tablets, the Inky, the Return
Yeah,
of the Inky.
go past that. Go up some more. What's the other ones past that?
Mm, a minute, a minute, a minute, a minute. Mm-hmm. Oh, what? Yeah, yeah, I see it. What is a demon and where do they come from? Okay, I see it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I know. It's on the top, all right. Okay, found it. Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. This next episode, man, we need to break down what a demon is. So a lot of people think demons don't exist, they're not real. It's because people don't have the understanding of electromagnetic frequencies. They don't understand what light is. Light is consciousness.
It looks kind of funny.
You see the word
What?
enlightenment,
Yeah.
root, word.
I took down his YouTube channel because he was showing everybody how to do free energy. I give him credit. Because free energy, guys.
That is video?
Yes.
It's the same person, yeah.
Yeah, that's him, same guy.
Right? Energy is life. You couldn't exist. You wouldn't be a functioning human being if you didn't have energy. If you couldn't move your hands.
Yeah.
You couldn't think. It takes energy to do that.
True.
Energy is what makes you conscious.
Like,
And the question is, where does energy come from? Now, see, when we discuss energy, okay, we're talking about frequency ranges. Okay, you got etheric energy. That's the realm of true God. Then it breaks. I'm quite sure there's etheric realms all the way into light.
exactly. The
There'd be
theory
light,
pause that. So
to
that's the
getting the
theory.
gamma
So
rays,
also,
to the X-rays.
so this also the area where you see, where your eyes are able to see. So this is the electric light spectrum. This is the light spectrum. How what areas light vibrates at. See, we only can see in a certain section of light that vibrates. So there's things that are below us that we cannot see that exist because we're only able to see in a small band of light frequency. There's things above us that we cannot see because our eyes cannot see into it, but it's starting to see because we're starting to become what more aware. Our vibration is changing. So the lower the band means the lower the energy, lower the light. So that's where you got demonic energy sits in the lower the band. The higher the band, which all close together like that, vibrating high, that's where you start getting to what they call the angelic realm or higher knowledgeable beings because there's more light, more consciousness. Go ahead, Joker.
To the ultraviolet rays, to the visible light spectrum. Then you get down to radio waves, microwaves, you know, and beneath that. Okay. We're in between the demonic realm and the heavenly realm. We're at a crossroads as a human
Yeah, we're
being.
between it. Yeah, we're
We got
between it.
trapped into the physical. Now, if you study the Greeks, Zeus was an Olympian. He was the children of the, Zeus was a child of the Titans. Okay, Cronus, Titans. It was a war between the parents, who are the Titans, and their children, the Olympians.
Now that's what I tell you, the war in Kemet. This is the war in Kemet. Now this is what Sparks called me Saturday, not understanding. They just think they think he hasn't done the whole Tahuti thing. That's why he called me upset about Tahuti Saturday night. I told him we'll do it Monday. I'm not talking about something different. There was a war. That's why I showed Joby the glass underneath the Sahara Desert. There was a war between these individuals. So our history's all alive. Because that's why you got these pyramidal structures all over the planet and also underground chambers that we couldn't have created with our technology today that exists 5, 10, 20,000 years ago. We can't build none of that shit today with our modern technology. So we know there was an advanced civilization. But since they created these other people, that's to keep the truth away from us. And they just found some more pyramids off the coast of I forgot, but they just found some more pyramids off the coast of somewhere out there in Atlantic, and some more they found. Because all throughout the earth you see there's evidence of advanced civilizations. But they want to tell you, oh, it started 6,000 years ago, or you came from some monkey man. But the artifacts on the earth prove that wrong. So they just don't even talk about it. They don't even discuss it. Like none of this shit exists. And you know it exists all over the planet. Go ahead, Joby.
Was the Olympians, the children to the Titans, defeated the parents, and then they made human beings out of their own parents. Now, what that tells you is this God of the Bible is not your authority. He's actually your child. You're the parent to this God of the Bible. So there's a head game. They kind of raced all this out. Okay, you got trapped into physical bodies. See, in the Bible, they tell you fell into sin. When the reality is you fell into skin. See, it's a play on words. You fell into bodies. All right.
You fell in, the vibrational rate of the planet shifted. You fell into the physical from the spirit. It's all about a vibrational shift. So the vibrational shift on the planet slowed down. So you fell into a body. You fell from spirit to a body. You fell from the fourth and fifth dimension down to the third dimension, which is more what? Physical. Go ahead, Joe.
We went from the ether realm, we fell into the physical realm, into the material realm. And see, people don't understand science of alchemy because you were never taught it. And we're going to break down alchemy. What is a demon? And where did it come from? And we shall continue, and I'll be back. Yes. How's it going, guys and goddesses? Today, we're going to basically discuss what a demon is, where they come from, how did they get here, and why are they here, basically. As you can see right here, this right here is a demonic entity. Kind of looks like a jellyfish, like a squid, like an octopus. Now, I had one of these basically in my living room. And while I was sleeping on the floor in my living room, this thing would sit and its tentacles would try to latch around my foot. Okay? And it was trying to drag me across the floor, like right in between, it's like basically when you're in REM sleep. They call it REM sleep. It's like a stage.
Those are those sprites that Joby had Joby show about a couple of years ago, coming through the portals. Those sprites. They look like jellyfish, like that. Go ahead, Joby.
Right on the verge of waking up. There's an area right here where you're conscious, but you're still dreaming. Okay, right at that point is
It's
where
REM
you see
sleep.
these entities.
Called REM sleep.
Okay, but you have to, your pineal gland can pick them up, but your physical eyes don't necessarily see them. The reason why you see them is because your mind's eye can pick them up, and you can see them through your mind's eye. You can actually see them, and they kind of look like electromagnetic fields, and they have tentacles. And what they try to do is they try to sit on your crown chakra and feed on your energy. Now, if you're walking around and you're feeling tired, you're feeling irritable, you're feeling drained, you're feeling in a negative mood, chances are you have one of these entities sitting on your crown chakra. Now, these entities can grow to cover whole entire communities. And what happens is they'll absorb the energy of the whole community. And anywhere where you have like a community of people where they have high suicide rates, chances are it's because
and poverty.
It's these jellyfish-like entities, these little
Sitting
demonic
on 'em.
entities are
They
basically
drain the energy.
covering the whole entire community, absorbing the energy.
This is what they call depression. These people don't know they are depressed because you got a demon on you. You've never been taught none of this science. Ancient Africans taught this science thousands of years ago. No such thing as depression. You got one of these things on your ass. Go ahead, Joe.
Everybody's energy, and it puts you in a depressed state
Exactly.
where you start to
Exactly.
life. You're feeling
I know he's gonna say that. Put you in depressed state. I know he's gonna say that.
Oh, you got these kids that cutting your wrist, and suicide rates go through the roof. And a lot of people think that this is due to mental illness. It has nothing to do with mental illness, man. It's these entities. Problem is, people are not aware of them because you can't see them with the physical
You
eyes.
can't see him.
Okay? You have to be third eye. You can see them through third eye, through your.
Means you got to get off all the meat, all the alcohol. You got to go back to African. Apologize. You got to go to the African diet where you're seeing through your pineal gland, your third eye, because now you're vibrating at a higher frequency. In a sense, we're in a low frequency. That's why these white people can live here. They ain't not gonna be able to go where we go when the frequency starts getting higher. Everybody trying to block out the sun, give you GMO food. GMO food destroys your vibrational rate. That's why they give. That's why the BACC-INEs not alone get rid of you this life, but keep your vibration low. So it's an attack against your humanity. And I saw I gotta use him because I have time to put my own video. You guys, I made these videos. It's easy to use his video and explain it. You know, I put all these videos together years ago. Got all these channels constantly taken down. So, what he's saying is true. So that's why I'm using him. It's the same thing I've said, same thing I've studied. So, because you only can see in the visual light spectrum, there's things that exist in higher frequencies and things that exist in lower frequencies. Your lower frequency is what you call your demonic realm. And things that, as you go up in frequency, you start getting what you call your angelic realm. Just because it's in the fourth or fifth dimension don't mean it's good though either. I think when you get pure goodness, when you get past the sixth dimension, because you got wicked motherfuckers in the fourth and fifth dimension too. That's where these Anunnaki bastards come from. I was talking about soap. They come from the fourth and fifth dimension. That's why they can master death. They didn't have to reincarnate. They could just make a clone and house their light. Like you told you, nothing but light. Light is consciousness. House your light in another body without having to die and come back as another person and all that bullshit. You just constantly live in a body and just keep regenerating your cells. But go ahead, Joby.
Things, and I know I see them clearly during a REM sleep state, because sometimes these things will try to lock.
These are things that were on Katie, but I couldn't tell her because it was scared the shit out of her. Katie was asking me about this. Yeah, and Katie was talking about what happened when she has paralysis, sleep paralysis. It's one of these things on her ass, but I couldn't tell her that because she was new. If I told her, it would scare the shit out of her. You don't know? You didn't know that Katie and Spikes asked me about this, Joby? If I never told you. If Katie was asking me about, why she always got them things and why does she when she goes to sleep, she always has sleep paralysis. Because one of these fucking things are on her ass. But I couldn't tell her that. And she didn't understand the science. That had been over her understanding, Joe. So I couldn't teach her none of this. She wouldn't understand it. Go ahead, Joe.
People call it sleep paralysis. Doctors might
exactly. See, sleep paralysis. See, I know he's gonna say that. See, pause that, Joby. Come back. Pause it. See, sleep paralysis. See what I know he's even gonna say that. So that's what Katie was asking about her paralysis. God, see, God always brings me what I need at the right time. I didn't even know he was gonna say that. So Katie and Spikes came to me about 3 years ago. Or 2.5, about 3 years ago now, asked me about Katie's sleep paralysis. No, I couldn't tell Spikes. Spikes didn't know none of this shit either. I said, whoa, she got one of these things on her ass. And so I couldn't share this with Katie because she couldn't understand this would scare the fuck out of her ass. This because Katie's an alcoholic. She drinks a lot, does a lot of fuck shit. So that's why the thing is on her ass. That's why it's draining her energy and she's fucked up at night because this thing is fighting her, trying to overtake her body, trying to synthesize his energy with Katie's energy so it completely take over her body, because these things need a body. They want to be in your body. That's why they open these pores, why they CERN, these white people open, they understand this science now. That's why they in CERN opening up portals and these things are flying around out here. But they need a body. They don't want to just be out inside the multiverse. They want to inhabit a body and live a life. So that's the shit, that's before I knew Katie was drinking and all that shit she was doing. I said, because I thought to myself, why would she have one of these things on her ass? What the fuck is she doing? She's doing some shit I don't know about. Because they don't come to you unless your vibration is low. You're doing some wicked shit. You're involved in some fuck shit. That's why they house themselves on you, because they see your vibration level. You can't see them, but they can see you. They can feel what your vibrational level is. And they attach themselves to you. So when she was asking about sleep paralysis, I didn't know he was even going to mention it, because I never seen this whole video. But I knew, knowing Brett, talking to the brother years ago, I knew he was going to come with the same conclusions I did. So I never seen this video yet at all, ever. So sleep paralysis, when you got one of these things on your ass, you can't see it. And when Katie and, because I tried to be funny, if you guys remember, I thought, so this is how long ago I can remember, I thought Katie was fat. I didn't know, I didn't know Joby was that beautiful yet. I didn't really pay no attention to that shit, right? So I said, good, because Katie's fat, right? And I was like, okay, Katie's not fat. So then last I couldn't tell them that she's got one of these things on her ass, and that's where it comes from. Because I just got Katie then, so I couldn't teach her none of this. It's beyond. It was beyond her knowledge range. Go ahead, Joe.
Damn. I'm quite shocked because I know she used to be attacked by that a couple of times. So I'm quite
That's right. Yeah, now you remember. That's right. That's what it is, Joe.
Because there's a time even she was not able to come to work early because of that. She was unable to move, couldn't.
That's right. That's what's attacking her ass. Yeah, that's what's happening to her ass. But she'd have to clean up her vibration, clean up her life, stop the drinking, stop the bullshit she doing. You know, stop letting other men dig in her coochie all the time, all that kind of shit. Lowers your vibration, Joby.
Through a magnetic field, they try to lock you down by means of a magnetic field. Try to sink in with you and try
exactly. Trying to connect with your orifice. A magnetic field, exactly. It's connected into a magnetic field, exactly.
You right when you're sleeping. Okay, there's a certain stage where these entities can come through. It's kind of where your defenses are at its lowest point, and it's generally at a certain point in your sleep state. But we're gonna break this down. We're gonna break down where these demons come from, how they get here, and the origins of these things, so you can be well aware of what you're up against. Because the U.S. government is basically ushering these things in through CERN.
Through CERN, exactly. CERN. They know that, and they know all this. The CIA knows all this. It's in the Gateway Protocol. They know all this is factual.
And what they're doing is they're colliding electrons, protons. They're colliding little small particles in this hadron collider. What they're doing is they're spinning them around in it's what they call a synchrotron. And they speed these electrons around at the speed of light, and then they collide electrons. But what CERN is doing is when they shoot those electrons at the speed of light in a circular motion, basically what they're doing is they're stirring the ether. Okay? We're going to break down this whole ether. But when you stir the ether, okay, you're creating a portal. Okay, through these portals, low frequency, high frequency, all kinds of entities can come through this portal. Okay? And basically what CERN is doing is, see, at the North Pole, the North Pole is basically the South Pole, but through Alaska, energy vortex is in counterclockwise, and it goes to the center of the Earth. And at the center of Earth, you have archaea and bacteria. Okay? Archaea and bacteria basically comes from light particles. Okay? I'm probably going to be breaking this down in future videos, but basically what happened is CERN is basically opening up portals, and it's diverting this light energy that vortexes into the center of the Earth. They're vortexing. They're basically reconverting that energy through a portal that they create, and instead of this energy going to the core of Earth, it goes through the portal that CERN creates, and these entities are now in our realm. Okay? They're running around, and the problem is these entities need a body. They need a host. And they're looking at people with low vibrations, people on alcohol, people on drugs, people.
Exactly.
Entities can sequence.
Exactly. People on low pulse, people with low vibration. That's why I got you. But I knew she had to be doing all kind of fuck shit she ain't told nobody. Because they sequence with your vibration. I mean, you're doing low vibrational shit. Got too many penises in your coochie. You got you're drinking alcohol all the time. We're doing all kind of low bass shit, taking drugs. We're doing a bunch of low bass. You're cheating people. You're doing wicked shit. Your behavior's fucked up. All low vibrational shit. And so they seek that out. I think I told church guys with Joby, all those things were being led through those portals through CERN. They're looking for a body to host themselves. And if they can't get your body, then you're low enough to at least keep feeding them your energy. So eventually they can take over house themselves in your body. This is what real demonic possession is, not that shit from the fake ass church. They know it's real. They say, oh, it's about Jesus and all that other dumb shit. Or it's about Allah. to put in some kind of fake religion. It has nothing to do with any goddamn religion. So they want these low vibrational beings in here because they want to take, that's what them taking over the planet. This is that and it's that Ogo energy on this planet that's opened up these. It's the Ogo energy that they're allowing to come up in here and make everything more demonic. That's why our music is all more fucked up. Go back when you listen to our music from the 70s and the movies, how everything was, loving, and everybody's fuck that bitch, I'm a bitch, look the protocol, bitch, home, nigga, this, all that. Like, what is this garbage?
Did you say
What
what's
is
the
this?
protocol?
That's right. What's the procedure? Okay, all that old nigga shit, right? So that's why the music is so low vibrational, guys, because all these damn demonic energies in it, and that music keeps you what? On that low vibration. Everything's low vibrational now. All this pornography out here, all this fucking twerking. You think it's normal? Everybody every time you see a woman all over the world, they show you their butt cheeks. What's in your butt? I want to see your butt cheeks all the time. You shaking your butt cheeks. It's all low vibrational shit. But go ahead, Joe.
They're going to be hosts for these things. And as you
What's the protocol, damn it?
People are going to think that they're going out of their mind, that they're schizophrenic, that they're mentally losing it. No, what it is, you have these little entities latched onto your aura, and you got to learn how to basically get them off of you.
Because sun gauge.
In order to do that, you have to be aware that they exist. Because the problem is, you can't see them with with your visible eyes, with your physical eyes. You can't see these entities because they travel as light frequencies. No different than if you're talking to someone on a cell phone. You can hear the person on the other end, but you can't see that radio wave that connects your phone to the other person's phone. That's a frequency.
Exactly. It's a frequency. That's why we talk to Joby in Africa. It's over a frequency. Exactly. If I can talk to Joby on my cell phone from America to Africa, it's a frequency. It's a band of light going from me to her. And these things can go on those frequencies. That's why these things can be in your TV. Your TV is plasma. So they can be in the light of the TV. Because everything's light. Go ahead, Joe.
From your phone to the person that you're talking to, you can't see the connection, the radio wave that connects those phones. You can't see it with the naked eye, but it's there. Okay? This is how these frequencies, how these demons operate. You can't see them, but they're there. Okay? You have to be aware of them. I'm going to break this down. We shall continue. Yes, indeed. How's it going, everybody? Akara. And as you can see, we have a parasitic entity. It's amazing how Hollywood depicts these characters.
Because they know.
This right here is a demonic captain. I think this was one of the captains in of a ghost ship or something like that.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I can see the movie. But he's depicted as like he's got an octopus type of face or whatnot. And it's kind of like a demonic captain or something like that. And Hollywood, it's incredible how they use octopus, for this character here. I mean, I guess it goes hand in hand. He's a sea captain and whatnot. But we'll get into, like I said, demons. What are they? Where they come from? How they get here? Why are they here? We're going to break this down. This goes back to the science of alchemy. We're going to break down this whole universe. The universe is made up of fields and energy. Okay? Energy is consciousness. And energy is what is how, it transverses, shall I say, or travels through the field. Okay? The field is what creates, once you take a field and make it dense, you can make it so dense that it actually becomes matter.
That becomes matter. That's what positive, Joby. That's how it manifests. Everything's energy. So as you dense the light, a magnetic field wraps around the light, which is magnetism. That creates our physical world. It takes things from the light spectrum to the physical. Okay, because everything around you that's physical is just slowed down light. It's slowed down light. That's why this is all an illusion. Everything you touch that's physical, the desk Jovi's got, vehicle I'm driving, it's all light slowed down. It's condensed light now housed in a magnetic field that brings you the material world or the material anything. That's why when you shoot thoughts outside your brain, that's light. Your thoughts are light. And if you're vibrating high enough, as soon as you shoot those lights out of your head, a magnetic field will wrap around your light and bring what you want into the physical. That's how manifestation works. But you must be vibrating at a higher frequency so the magnetism can touch it and bring from the ether down into the physical world. That's how it works. You know what, Joby?
It's the life, it's the consciousness that travels through the field. Okay, there's a difference between energy and the field. Okay, now we'll get into this demon right here. Okay, a demon is a parasitic electromagnetic conscious entity that dwells beneath the visible light spectrum on the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, this parasitic entity was unplugged or disconnected from the etheric realm of the true God. Okay, the Dogon called the entity Ogo.
Ogo energy.
Called this entity Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth/Ogo also is the
Now pause that, Joby. Now remember, the Dogon called it Ogo, but when I had Joby read from the Gnostic text, which is still committed, both of them, they called it what he called Yaldabaoth. So in the Gnostic text, they call the energy Yaldabaoth. And the Dogon text is called Ogu. So these are still two forms of ancient African science, but when they split up, when the Dogon left Kemet and the Gnostics left Kemet, they changed the names differently, but it's the same thing. Ogo is Yaldabaoth, and Yaldabaoth is Ogo. And all that shit is the demiurge when you start getting Jehovah and Yahweh and all that shit. Go ahead, Joe.
We're gonna break this down, but they're basically quasars. Quasars look like stars, but what they actually are baby galaxies.
Small galaxy, the baby galaxy.
They're birthed out of the core of the Milky Way. Okay, you got billions and billions of galaxies out here transversing the universe, and in the center of every one of these galaxies is a black hole. They call it a black hole. Dogon call it a pulsar. And from the center of this black hole is where the quasars are birthed.
Yeah, a birth. Everything's birthed from.
Out of the black hole. And when they shoot out, they create stars.
Planets.
That's what this Ogo did. He took a piece of his placenta and basically created the earth and created the sun from that. But we're going to break all this down. But these entities basically travel as light frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies. They basically travel as light. And light is the very beginning stage of matter, material things, material objects, because everything's created from energy, everything's created from light. Okay, but this is amazing how Hollywood depicts these demonic characters. You know, this one is depicted as a jellyfish, and that's exactly what these demonic entities are. They're basically jellyfish. They're basically octopuses, squids. You know. And they basically swim through the ether. And we're gonna break all this down because see, NASA, you know, the films, you know, when they catch these electromagnetic frequencies flying around in outer space. Empty space is basically like an ocean. It's basically what they call the ether. When you condense ether, the first element that's produced from ether is hydrogen. Hydrogen is the key ingredient to water. You look at single cell organisms in a microscope and then look at these entities floating around up in space, they look exactly the same. So basically these entities are like single cell organisms. And they can get merged at the center of the earth and they create prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are the basis of all life on this planet.
Yep.
All your trees, all your animals, humans, so your insects are all created from prokaryotic organisms. Okay, we're gonna break that down. And this is all the basis of alchemy. But we're gonna break these demons down, man, because they're all around you. Problem is, you can't see demons with the physical eyes, but you can see them from the third eye at a stage of REM sleep. REM sleep is a point of sleep to where you're still dreaming, but you're conscious. You're awake at the same time. You're awake and asleep at the same time. It's like you're at the borderline between sleep and wake cycle. In between the sleep and wake cycle, there's a frequency because your pineal gland can pick up on this frequency because your pineal gland, like when you visualize a thought in your mind, okay, you can see it in your mind's eye, but nobody else can see your thoughts, but you can see them, okay? When you can see a thought in your mind, basically what you're doing is you're visualizing things in what they call the etheric realm. Excuse me. I got a sun gaze, so I feel a magnetic field in my mouth, so it's really difficult for me to talk at the moment. But anytime you can visualize a thought, you can see it in your mind's eye because your mind's eye is formulating that thought. It's putting together the picture. Okay. Now, from your mind's eye.
Pause it. From your mind's eye, what is your pineal glands? And most people on the planet would have calcified pineal glands. That's your African. Your pineal gland is what? Interdimensional. That's why you can see it through your pineal gland. It's an eye, a real eye, and it's interdimensional. You can see it other dimensions. That's already been proven with science. So what he's not saying here, I'm sure he knows it. The pineal gland is an interdimensional eye. So that's why you can see it, because you can look down in the lower dimension and see the damn thing. Like, oh shit, the fuck is that? That's what that thing was wrapping Katie ass up. Ooh, but her pineal gland is fucked up, so she couldn't see it. She just, that thing was trying to house itself in her. So that's why, as African people, we gotta watch our eating. I don't fuck around with no alcohol at all. I don't touch that shit. That's before I even knew all this. So somehow I must have knew coming back not to fuck with that alcohol shit. I don't touch none of it. And I don't listen to low vibrational music. I'm out of that. Hey, no. See, why you always listen to love songs? Because that's high vibrational music. That's why. That's why I listen to it. Go ahead, Joker.
Dream state, you can see ideas, you can visualize, things in your mind. Okay. The trick is you got to be able to differentiate your thoughts from a demon, because the same etheric field that you can formulate thoughts from is the same field that these demons travel on. And there's a like I said, there's a point in between your sleep-wake cycle. Right.
And if you think you're feeling bad, that's why I always used to always say about sun gazing. Get your ass out there and look in the sun. You're feeling depressed, get your ass outside, take your feet off, get your foot in nature, so you get centered with the earth, and then you sun gaze. Get this damn thing off of you. That's going to bring a high amount of energy into the body, and it's going to fry this thing up off your ass. It's going to raise your energetic level, right? So it's going to ground yourself. Take off your shoes, get your feet in the grass, the dirt, ground yourself to Mama Earth, and sun gaze. Go ahead, Joe.
And you're in a dream state. In a dream state, you're in it. Your mind's eye is basically visualizing the ether, and it's at that state you can see these demons. Okay, and you can also meditate and put yourself in that, basically in REM sleep. You know, sleep-wake cycle. You're conscious, but you're dreaming at the same time. At that moment is where you can pick up on these entities. Okay, it travels electromagnetic frequencies, and your brain emits electromagnetic frequencies. We're gonna get into this. Okay, we're gonna continue here. Okay, this right here is the Kraken, as depicted in Hollywood movies. Okay, and we're gonna break down this Kraken here a little bit. Okay, the Nordic Kraken appears in the 1981 film, taking the place of the actually Greek Cetus Satia. In this movie, it is the pet of Poseidon, and Zeus orders it to destroy Argos. Okay, now Zeus.
I remember Zeus is what they call Jehovah. Remember, Poseidon is Enki. So they took these myths but kept the real people's names. So they just changed the name. Poseidon is Enki. Zeus is Yahweh ass, Enlil. I'm sure he's going to get to that. I don't know if he's going to say, I'm sure he's going to rap because he knows that too. These are these Anunnaki motherfuckers. But go ahead, Joe.
Is the one that basically controls this Kraken. Now, if you watch previous videos on my channel, Zeus is Yahweh. Okay? That's Yahweh. That's actually Enlil, the Anunnaki. Yahweh, Enlil, Zeus, they're all the same entity.
So yeah, so you got that right.
It's very, you know,
right.
You know, like Christians tell you, God is both Father and Son. So God is Zeus and Jesus, Father and Son. They're actually the same entities. It's all a head game, man.
It's Enlil. You got that right.
Poseidon, Zeus orders it to destroy Argos to punish Chryseis, the king of Argos, from casting his wife and Perseus into the sea. Okay, the goddess of the sea, Thetis, then unleashed it in the city of Joppa as excuse to punish Perseus. Andromeda was offered to be sacrificed on Thetis' decree as Poseidon releases the Kraken. Okay, now Poseidon is actually Enki. Okay, Enki's the father of Thoth. Okay, but you know they flip this around. Okay, they try to say it was Poseidon releasing the Kraken. The Kraken was actually under the control of Enki, and then Enlil came and got control of it, or Zeus got control of it. Perseus slayed it with Medusa's head, which turned it into stone. Okay, and here we go. We got more here. Scroll it up. Yeah, the Kraken appears in the 2010 remake as an adversary of Perseus. The Kraken is seen in the beginning when the narrator explains Hades created it to slay the Titans. Like Yaldabaoth, he was tricked to rule the underworld. Okay, it assumed that Zeus forced Hades to lock up the Kraken so it wouldn't harm anyone. The Kraken was released on Argos to destroy it, but Perseus slayed it with Medusa's head, which is made of stone. Okay, and there you go. Which god controls the Kraken? See, this right here is key. Which god controls the Kraken? Okay, Zeus is Enlil, who is Yahweh, who is Jehovah. A basic story in the modern Clash of the Titans movie, the Kraken is a Titanic era monster, which is under the control of the great god Zeus, who can summon the Kraken or order the release of the Kraken. Okay, this is key.
So I guess they're saying pause that part. So I guess they're saying Yahweh is actually controlling Ogo, controlling Yaldabaoth. It's Enlil, so this would make sense. And Enlil's control is Ogo, and well, you call him Ogo or Yaldabaoth, and he's using them to do all his evil, wicked shit he's been doing on this planet. Go ahead, Glover.
And Yahweh controls the Kraken. Yahweh uses the Kraken to attack humanity. Okay? Get out of line with Yahweh, he's going to attack you with the Kraken. Okay, we're going to tie all this together because right now this is all folklore. This is all supposed myth.
Exactly,
Okay?
myth.
There's no
So
such thing as
that's
myth.
so exactly. No such thing. Exactly. No such thing as myth. So that's why. Remember, he created the white people with the Kraken energy of Ogo. That's why they don't have a third eye. They have calcified pineal glands. We know it's a fact. So there's no soul that sits in this fucking thing. That's why they're able to house demonic energy with each other. That Ogo energy, because they have white genetics. They don't have melanin. Without melanin, you got no defenses to something housing your energy. Only when you got melanin, you got a normal defense of shit coming in you. And so that's why they were created with white skin and white everything, because they house these damn Kraken energy up in the shit, which is demonic. That's why why they act evil, why they do what they do, because they're housing demons up in it. That's what Yahweh created the motherfucker. And that tells you in the Gnostic text that Jobius read, there's right there, Yahweh is their God. Zeus is the white person's God. It tells you right there in the Gnostic text. The Africans knew all this shit. All of it. Go ahead, Joby.
This is reality. Okay, these mythical stories that they try to write off as myth, it's reality. Okay? We're going to break this down. I'm going to show you how real this actually is. Now, they depict it in movies to make you think that this is just some fictional stuff. No, this is reality. Okay? Straight up reality. Okay? And we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on. We're going to break this down step by step, and I'll be back. Yes. Okay, we're back. All right. As stated in the previous video, the Greeks created Serapis Christus, who would later be transformed into Zeus and later Jesus. Zeus and Jesus are the same entity. I broke that down in the previous, go on my channel. Letter J Conspiracy. Okay. As you see right here, depicted. Okay. This right here is Serapis Christus. I think he was created around 300 BC by Ptolemy. Okay. Ptolemy.
Created by the Africans. He made them create that shit.
Ptolemaic bloodline is the bloodline that runs the planet today. We call them the Illuminati. All right. Illuminati come from a tribe of genetically engineered human beings that we call Tamahu. Now, these Tamahu were engineered.
Genetically engineered.
Melanin absorbs ultraviolet high frequency energy.
Exactly.
Okay?
Melanin.
Don't have melanin, then you're going to be reflecting ultraviolet frequency. You can't absorb it. And the purpose of creating these Tamahu without melanin, the sole purpose was they were creating avatars for these demonic entities.
Exactly. That's what I
What they
said.
would do is they create these clones, these avatars. They create them from the DNA of the Bantu people. They create these clones, and then they can take
The African woman.
and house them into these clones, into these avatars, and these bloodlines specifically engineered.
Joby's genetics, the African woman.
Entities. Now, some of these demonic entities,
right?
Some people call them the Greys. I mean, you have variety of them. You got the Greys, you got reptilians.
And Credo Mutwa in South Africa talks about the Greys all the time. I'll show you. Credo Mutwa talks about the Greys all the time in South Africa. See, the shamans in Africa, they still know all this shit, but they don't share it with nobody. Supposed to keep their mouth shut. Go ahead, Joe.
And you know, they come here as light entities, and they need a body, a meat suit, okay, in order to to inhabit into the existence. Okay, some of them operate in such a low frequency that They need a body in order to come up in frequency. Okay, so you had some renegade Atlanteans. What they did was they started jacking around with the genetic code, and they created the Tamahu. Okay, Tamahu are basically a genetically engineered bloodline who are basically today's Illuminati. All right, and these people were engineered without melanin, and if you don't have melanin, then you're susceptible to demonic possession. Now, anybody can be possessed by a demon. Okay, people with melanin. Okay, if you get on GMO food, you drink fluoridated water. Let me see. Take drugs, prescription drugs, drink, smoke. Okay, any of these type of activities will diminish your aura field. Okay, you have electrical field.
Exactly. Drinking, smoke. I'm glad he says that. Pause that. So what I told you, drinking, smoking your weed, your wacky tobacco, and just your regular smoking and all that other shit you doing, that's lowering your vibration. And even bad food, even eating all, when you fuck around eating that pig and all that other fuck shit, drinking like Cameron. I was eating the blood. I was eating blood with these other damn Europeans. Say you out of your fucking mind. Your vibration is all fucked up. You don't drink no blood as no African, ever. That means you've already fallen in knowledge. As the shaman said, the Africans fallen so far because of the damn 25,000 year cycle. As those were saying, everybody come back. Africa's now moron right now. This is the traditions. We drink blood because you're fucking stupid. That's why. You come up eventually in knowledge again, you're dumb. I'm through talking to you, nigga. You a moron. You don't drink no fucking blood. Ever. Not no animal blood, ever. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. And the stronger your aura field is, the harder it is for a demon to actually latch onto you and try to possess you. As a matter of fact, you can short a demon out because they are electromagnetic frequencies. And it's just kind of like on a circuit board. If you put too much energy into a circuit board, it will short out. Okay. Now, when these demons try to latch onto you, your frequency is too high, you can short them out. Okay, you can zap them out, kind of like what do you call a firefly? You know, when it hits one of those little lamps and they get zapped in the lamp. I forgot what they call those lamps, but you know, it's like a lamp that kills bugs. You set it outdoors, you know, mosquitoes, flies, all kinds of flying insects. They get drawn to the light, and then they run into the lamp, and then they get zapped. Okay, well, you can build your aura up to be just like that lamp. And when these demonic entities or any other entity tries to basically prey on you or parasite on you, you can zap them out. Okay, we'll get into that. And that's basically drawing energy from the sun. The sun is a big old ether lamp. You draw energy in. Okay, you stare into the sun. Let that energy, because your pineal gland is connected directly to your prostrate, or your pineal gland is connected directly to your genitals. You take the ether into the eyes, and it gets stored into the genitals. And what you do is, when you get in a aroused state, sexually aroused state, you can tap into that energy, and you can basically breathe it up to your chest. Okay, and then you inhale it up into your chest. And when you exhale, you push the energy into your stomach, into your intestinal area. Okay, and that energy can get distributed all throughout your body. And once you can master this technique, you will no longer have to eat. Basically, you can basically live as a breatharian. And
that's a breatharian, exactly. You don't have to eat anymore. You'll live as a breatharian. Exactly. You don't need to eat. You can't kill African. African people don't have to eat shit. If they knew, if they went to ancient Africa, you don't have to eat a damn thing. You become a breatharian. You just live off the energy of the universe. Because all food is lower vibrational energy that we're eating. The lower end vibration of the food lowers our vibration. Our vibrational energy, like fruits and vegetables, meat and blood, is lower. That's why you see white people, they meat raw with blood and shit, because they're low vibrational beings. We don't eat no fucking raw meat. You're insane. But as African people, you don't have to eat at all. There's no such thing as starving you. They can't starve you because you can feed right directly from the ether. Because all it is energy. So you're getting the high vibrational energy. That's why I told you, if you're hungry, go to a tree. If you're hungry, you got no food, go to a tree. Take off your shoes and hug a tree. The energy from the tree will go straight to you once you hug the damn thing. This is all ancient African shit. You can't starve if you know African science. There's no starving for you ever. Go ahead, Joby.
Coming, what they call a breatharian. Doing breathing techniques. You're just basically living off the ether, off the cosmic energy. And we're going to break into that. Okay? But the purpose of taking that cosmic
That's why Joby showed you that black man about a year or 2 years ago, he was a breatharian. He said, I learned I haven't eaten in 25 years. And Joby was like, what? Yeah. He became a breatharian. He had to eat in 8 and 25 years. And most of the monks who learned this from Africa, that's over in Asia, the Chinese monks, the Buddhists, that's living up in the Himalayas, and also up in Tibet, they haven't eaten 10, 15, 20 years because they learned how to eat from the ether. Because food is just energy. See?
Because the stomach area is what distributes all the energy to your cells. They're all throughout your body. And what happens is,
and as you get also as you build that energy up, shout out to young guys, 2 guys on TikTok I see now, they know how to take that energy. Once you build that energy up, that means you can't be nutting. You can't be jerking off. You gotta stop that goofy shit. Can't just be sleeping with a bunch of women and losing your nut because that's that sexual energy that you now built up. Now you can start moving shit with your mind and just moving shit with your hand. There's guys on TikTok that are doing it. I know I know what they're doing. They built up that energy from the that etheric energy. You see them just moving shit with their hands. It's like 2 guys on TikTok. I said one of the guys on YouTube does on a live showing how they move because he's built that etheric energy within his body. As you build up 2 out, that's when you start. I told you when you start levitating, start being able to fly and move shit with your mind. Because as African people, you are a goddamn god. You are technology. You just ain't been taught none of this no more. They told you this was witchcraft. Don't you be scared of all this stuff. Where you going, Joby? You burning something?
No. No.
Go ahead, Joe. You can play.
Can you hear?
I hear the light. The lights didn't go off, did they?
No.
Okay.
Laptop. Fix it.
Rose. You might have to change it out real quick, Joe, with one of the laptops in the office back there. Since I'm on it, you can change it out and just.
No, it's okay. Just trying to figure out. Let me continue.
Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
This light creates your auric field around you, and it can ward off demonic entities, basically. Okay, and that's basically what you want to do. Now, the closer when you intake substance or food, you want your food to be closest to the ether as possible.
Exactly,
okay?
Closest to the light.
Food in a solid state. Okay, that's energy that's been diffracted. That's ether that's been diffracted to its lowest state. So what you want to do is you want to try to liquefy your food. Try to liquefy your food or eat more plant and vegetables because they absorb more etheric energy because plants absorb energy directly from the sunlight. Okay, the sun is connected to the ether. I mean, it's basically the ether lamp. And the only reason why you can see the sun with the naked eye is because if you go outside the earth, you go out in empty space, you wouldn't be able to see the sun. It's black. The reason why you can see it is because the ether hits the Earth's magnetic field, and that ether gets it lowers in frequency, and then it goes from a gamma state to the ultraviolet state. Well, actually, it goes from an etheric state to a gamma state to an X-ray state to the ultraviolet state to an infrared state.
To the
I don't want to
visual
say
spectrum.
infrared, but to ultraviolet state to the visible light state. That ether gets diffracted to visible light to where we can actually see the sun.
Fracted light.
But if you
That's
go
right.
out into deep space, you couldn't see the sun. The sun is a black etheric lamp, and we're gonna break that down. And the sun connects directly to the Sirius star. Actually, it connects to Sirius B. Sirius B is a dark star that you cannot see, and it absorbs Sirius B absorbs its energy from Sirius A. Sirius A gets its energy from the center of the galaxy. So we're plugged in to the core of the galaxy through Sirius B and through Sirius A. Our sun is the sister sun to Sirius. Okay. Now, the Greeks created Serapis Christus. Serapis was created from Osiris. Okay.
Osiris and Apis the bull.
Serapis Christus would later be transformed into Zeus. Okay.
Mhm.
They flip all these gods around.
Zeus and then Jesus.
Is actually Enlil. And the Roman Catholic Church, or should I say the Greeks, took Zeus and created Iesous, which means, basically in Greek, means Hail Zeus. Iesous. When King James translated the Bible, he translated from the Greek translation. So he took Iesous and converted it into Jesus, Jupiter Zeus, because the letter J did not come into the alphabet to the year 1524. So Jesus is he was basically invented. The name Jesus was basically created in the year when King James translated
1610.
the New Testament. He's the one that created Jesus. He created from the Greek translation Iesous, which means Hell Zeus. Okay, and the whole Jesus concept is a composite of this Serapis and Yeshua of the Hebrew text. So they took Serapis and Yeshua. They took basically Zeus and Yeshua and created a whole other character called Jesus, who's supposed to be the son of Zeus. So, now God is both father and son. So that's where that whole concept comes from. Okay, Serapis Christus, a.k.a. Zeus, was a Greek composite of the Egyptian god Osiris. Okay, Zeus is Enlil of the Anunnaki and Yahweh of the Bible. As it tells right here, Enlil, Marduk, Zeus. And see, Marduk is also the son of Enki. Okay, but they got Marduk being Enlil on this chart, but Enlil and Zeus are one and the same. And as we scroll down here, Enlil is the biblical God. If these beings realizing that they need to fix the human condition in order to be allowed to reach their own next spiritual level. Okay, the Hebrew text is basically a takeoff of this Sumerian text, where Enlil is actually Yahweh.
See, I know you're going to see. I told you they can't make it to the next spiritual level, which is the sixth dimension, because all the wicked shit they've been doing in this dimension. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Sparks, if you listen to this on the replay. Both of them. So they know the wicked shit they've done. They can't. That's why I told you when Thoth left his body, Sparks, and the hounds were chasing his ass, that was Anubis. Because they were letting Thoth know he can't go to the next dimension because he's fucked up spiritually. He hasn't vibrated high enough to go to the sixth dimension, because they fucked up. They done a lot of fucked up shit, creating crackers and East Indians and Asians, all other kind of wacky shit they've been doing. It goes against the laws of true God. They done that, knowing it was wrong to do it. So I was gonna bring that up. So they already knew. They already know, like he said, that they fucked where we got this from. They already know they fucked up. And then making a fake religion. They know they fucked up. Go ahead, Joby. I gotta go with the bathroom.
Just a minute. Coming back.
Okay, Zeus is depicted as Jesus, which is why today's church, God is both Father and Son, as I said previously. Okay, Enlil, this right is a YouTube video you can check out. It's called Enlil, Ancient Alien, the Biblical God and Anunnaki Connection. You can look that up on YouTube. Okay, I'm not really going to get too deep into that. Okay, but I will. We're gonna get it. I'm just showing you how this all comes together. Okay, the Greeks stole ancient texts from Egypt. Okay, so the whole Bible, whole New Testament, all that comes out of Egypt, man. Okay, because the Greeks set up the Alexandria Library,
Quran,
and they
all
stole
that
the
shit.
papyruses out of the temples, and then they stored them in the Alexandria Library. And basically, Alexander the Great, they say he burnt down the library, but what I think what happened was the Romans ransacked the library, stole all the papyruses out of Alexandria. Then they burned down Alexandria
Then they
Library,
burned it down,
and
of course.
all these papyruses were transported over to Constantinople, Turkey, and later to be transferred to the Vatican,
the Catholic Church.
Rome. So all of these
In the
papyruses
Catholic Church.
are in underground vaults underneath the Vatican. Okay. The Greeks stole ancient texts from Egypt. These ancient texts were housed in the Alexandria Library in Egypt. Romans conquered the Greeks and stole papyruses from the Alexandria Library, which today resides beneath the Vatican of the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, so right here it tells you what secrets are hidden inside Pope's Vatican secret archives. Okay, we're going to get into some dirt here because the Vatican is agents to Yahweh.
Of course. A whole church system.
Or Tamahu.
Exactly. Tamahu. Created white people.
Who are engineered in Atlantis for the purpose of housing demonic spirits into their body, into their avatar. So you look at these people and you think that they're human beings, but they're not. They're not human. They're actually just meat suits for demonic entities. Okay? You can't see them because these demonic entities control them.
And that's why Joby said, what? So that's when Joby always says, why don't they have no humanity? Why are they so evil? Why are they so wicked? Why do they do what they do? Because that's what they were created to do. Go ahead, Joby.
DNA is a light code. It's important. It's super important that you understand how everything operates. But before we get to that, we got to break this down, okay? What secrets are hidden inside Pope's Vatican secret archives? Okay, just right here is the website right here. I don't know if you can see it, but if not, you can just Google what secrets are hidden inside Pope's Vatican secret archives. Okay, what is hidden in those archives could change forever the history of humanity. See, this was taken from this article right here, www.magicalrecipesonline.com, whatever. Okay. What is hidden in those archives could change forever the history of humanity. It seems that researchers are granted access to the non-dangerous parts of the archives. However, even in these sections, there are books which raise questions why the church accumulated them. Okay, the Roman Catholic Church accumulated these particular books. For example, the Red Dragon, Dragon Rouge, also known as the Gospel of Satan. Okay, a dangerous grimoire of black magic is in the secret archives, discovered in Solomon's tomb in Jerusalem and transferred to the Vatican. It is believed that the grimoire is written by the devil himself, containing rituals to summon demons and make pacts with the dark forces. The very book is believed to be fireproof. Okay. Now, the Roman Catholic Church is a satanic sanctuary for the Illuminati, and their god is Yahweh, aka Zeus. The Illuminati are a genetically engineered bloodline that lack melanocytes in the skin, who were created in Atlantis for the mere purpose of being avatars for demonic destroyer entities, a la reptilians and greys. Okay, this is how they depict them. But these reptilians and greys actually travel with light frequencies, and when they materialize, when you see them materialized, they look like, the reptilians look like kind of like lizard people, and these grays kind of look like the typical space alien. Okay, people say they're being abducted by aliens. They always say they're abducted by grays. Okay, these grays are electromagnetic demons. Okay, and like they can communicate through the ether, and they can materialize by means of your third eye. So I'm saying your third eye can pick up on them, and they can materialize right before you. From what I gather, from what I'm understanding. Now, I had a big old orb. Okay, I was, again, REM sleep. I was in the middle of REM sleep, and I couldn't move. I felt like I was trapped in some kind of magnetic field, and I had this orb trying to scan my body, but it had me trapped in some kind of crazy magnetic field, and it was standing over me. It was about the size of a beach ball, standing over me, and it was trying to scan my body, man. Okay. Now these orbs are conscious entities. It could just be how when a soul leaves, a person just died, or someone might have died and their soul leaves. A lot of people say the soul is seen as an orb. Okay. Now I don't know if this thing was a human or demonic entity or what, but whatever it was, it had me trapped, could not move. Now, see, scientists try to say that this was sleep paralysis, and this was no sleep paralysis. I was trapped in some kind of crazy magnetic field, and I could not move. Whatever this thing was had me locked, and I had to force myself up out of that thing, man. And then once I came out of REM sleep, because I was fully aware of what was going on. Okay, I was completely aware. I was right there in my living room, and that thing was standing right over top of me, man. I mean, trying to scan my whole body, and I could not move. I was like locked in some kind of crazy magnetic field trap. But this thing was trying to scan me, and I don't know what its intent was. I don't know if it was. I just don't know what its intent was. All I know was it had me locked down, had me trapped, and it was trying to scam me. It was making this crazy clicking sound, kick, kind of weird clicking sound as it was trying to. I felt like it was just trying to scam me, man. I mean, I don't know what its purpose was, but I didn't let it. I had to break up out of that, man. That was kind of crazy. Okay. Now, like I said, these grays and these reptilians try to host themselves. These Tamahu right here were the avatars, okay, to host these demons, okay. Now we're gonna break this down, but today's scientists today are basically trying to take consciousness and house them into robots. Okay, they call this artificial intelligence. As a matter of fact, the U.S. government has a program called the Avatar Project. Okay, it's by DARPA's Avatar Project, and they say they will put $7 million into robot surrogates. So in other words, what they're doing is they can take consciousness and put it into a robot, transfer it into a robot. Okay, and this consciousness can basically operate the robot. I mean, it's almost like you take someone's soul and put it into a robot. And the person that's inhabiting that robot will move and think, this is his body. This metal body is his body, and he can operate.
Pause that, Joey, real quick. Pause that. I want you to open up another tab and play the 1 minute video I just sent you. I want you to know this is already known, and they already knew all this in Africa. That's Allah. So this is South African shaman Fredo Mutwa showing you what he's talking about, the grays. But they told Fredo, no, he just died last year. Hey, shut your mouth. You don't share this with nobody white. Shut up. I never go back to the same video. I want to show you that. What he's talking about, this is known in Africa. They already know all this. He's talking about the Greys. Pharaoh Mufar is showing you who they are. It's a South African shaman.
Creatures looked exactly like this.
Look exactly
The
like this.
type of alien creature that has been known and feared throughout Africa for
Throughout Africa.
generations. This
Generations.
creature is about 3 feet tall. It looks for all the world like a child who is on the last stages of dying of malnutrition. It looks exactly like this. And it has a strange smell,
Ooh.
which once you smell it, you shall never forget it.
Smells like
This
it
creature
smells like
is
old butt cheeks.
Like a dog.
by the Zulu-speaking people of South Africa
Oh my God, they stink. I don't remind me of Tanzania. They stink.
as a Mantindane. The word Mantindane
Mm.
comes from the verb ntinda, which means to abuse, to fiddle with, and to torture by interfering with the victim's genitals and other private parts. Zulu warriors used to wear a strange cup-like device over their private parts under their loinskins. The Zulus were so afraid of having their semen stolen by the Mantindane that they found this type of inconvenience acceptable rather than that they should face the trauma of having things done to them by these beings.
Bonjour, Mr. Good.
Okay, Joe, but that's it. Okay, now I'll go back to the other video. So I wanted to let you know this has already been known in ancient Africa.
It's called the Darbar's Avatar Project. Okay, hold on, man. Let me see. DARPA's Avatar Project will put $7 million into robot surrogates. U.S. military agency DARPA has a $7 million budget allocation for the Avatar Project, which aims to advance telepresence to allow soldiers to work through robotic surrogates. The Pentagon's Project Avatar, same as the movie, but with robots instead of aliens, okay? I'm going to read this part right here. As you see right there. Hold on. In the agency's $2.8 billion budget for 2013.
Now pause that, Joe, pause it. This is what they tell you in the Bible. You will ask for death and death will not come. If your spirit is housed in this robot, that robot ain't gonna die. So you'll be begging to get the hell out of this damn thing. You'll beg for death and death will not come. That's the shit they talk about. Taking your Indian house, you're in a fucking robot. Go ahead, Joe.
They've allotted $7 million for a project titled Avatar. The project's ultimate goal, not surprisingly, sounds a lot like the plot of the same name, but much more expensive flick. According to the agency, the Avatar program will develop interfaces and algorithms to enable a soldier to effectively partner with a semi-autonomous bipedal machine and allow it to act as the soldier surrogate. Okay. And the government also has another thing called remote viewing, okay, where people can tap into the ether and they can spy on governments. They can do all kinds of crazy stuff, man. By they're doing out of body experiences. They're doing meditations and
As you leaving your body.
stuff. But this, they call it remote viewing. And we're probably gonna break that down too, man. Okay. Now, the U.S. government. Okay. Now, where the U.S. government get their ideas for doing this Project Avatar? Okay. Well, the U.S. government got the idea for Project Avatar from stolen Egyptian texts, primarily the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and stolen Buddhist texts. All right.
All right.
So
Emerald Tablets.
Thoth could create a body and take his spirit and house himself in that body.
Exactly.
And walk into the avatar of the body. Okay. He will also take the spirit of an Igigi, take the energy of an Igigi, kill his body and then house the spirit into another body. Okay. I mean, the ancestors were deep, man. Okay, but they discussed it in the Emerald Tablets. Also, Buddha, as you can see right there, Buddha.
Exactly. Buddha was black. So Buddha was black. That's why all these traditions I told you were taken to Asia, and that's why you see these Asians who can now do breatharian. They don't have to eat. Africans took this knowledge all over the world. Go ahead,
Joe. And by what's called Vaishnava Hinduism, the historic Buddha or Gautama Buddha is considered to be an avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu. Okay, of the 10 major avatars of Vishnu, Vaishnavites believe Gautama Buddha to be the 9th and most recent incarnation. Okay. There it is right there. See, that's Buddha. See, avatars is nothing new. What the ancestors were doing, they were creating clones, and they could take a soul and house it into avatar. Now the way they would create these clones is through a science called wave genetics or bioholograms. It's called wave genetics or bioholograms. Okay, I'm gonna break this down, but basically, the whole thing in a nutshell, what they could do is they can take microwaves, shine it through a crystal. Okay, low energy microwave, shine it through a crystal onto an animal. Okay, copy the DNA code of that animal. Okay, and then shine it onto a pregnant woman. Shine that DNA code of the animal onto a pregnant woman. And this woman will give birth to a hybrid of that animal and a human. And this is how they were creating their Homo erectuses, how they were creating the Neanderthal, how they was creating the Sasquatch, the Yeti, the Urine, okay?
Which is big. They create all these Bigfoots.
Wave genomics using frequencies of light. We're going to break all this down. And we shall continue, and I will be back, people. I will definitely be back. All right, I'm back, everybody. Back on the Catholic Church. There's an author by the name of William H. Kennedy. He wrote a book called Lucifer's Lodge, Satanic Ritual Abuse in the Catholic Church. All right. In this book here, he details the pedophilia rings of these Catholic priests all around the world.
Raping children.
Young boys, young girls, and these little sex rituals.
Rape.
Satanic sex rituals, basically. As you see right here, you got Enki versus Enlil. This right is the Anunnaki. Enki was Poseidon. He's the one that set up Atlantis. When Atlantis fell, he took, right before the fall of Atlantis, he moved over to Kemet, Egypt, him and Thoth, his son Thoth, and they set up the Egyptian dynasties. Enki was the first ruler. Before the king's list, you have the gods that rule the world. And Enki and Enlil was one of the gods. These are the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are also the Egyptian pantheon. They're also the Buddhist pantheon, the pantheon of India. All the pantheons all over the world, were set up, or, basically discussing the Anunnaki. Just each civilization had a different name for the gods of the Anunnaki, but they're all the same. In other words, Quetzalcoatl, Buddha, Vishnu, supposedly Jesus, Thoth of Egypt, Hermes of the Greek. They're all the same entity. It's just each civilization or each genetically engineered avatar race that was engineered had a different name, but they're all the same God. But you know, Western science today try to say each one of these gods are all different. They're all different. Like Thoth, Hermes, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Vishnu. I can go around on a list. They're not the same person, but they're the same person. Quetzalcoatl, Hermes, Thoth, Ningishita, Merlin, the magician. That's all symbolic of Thoth. Jesus,
Like a nigga shit up.
Christ, even Satan, who was trying to give man the light in the Bible, all that's Thoth, because Thoth is represented by the double snakes going up. It's called the caduceus. We're going to get into that when we get into the science of what the caduceus actually means. They're talking about currents of energy going up a pole.
Kundalini.
But you had Enki, who set up ancient Kemet, and then you had Enlil, and most of your organized religion is based around Enlil. Enlil is a commander god who is basically Yahweh of the Bible. Okay. Well, anyway, the Catholic Church worships Enlil, aka Yahweh, aka Zeus. Okay, Zeus controls the Kraken, which is these demonic entities. Okay, I'm gonna break this down because I'm showing you the relationship between the Catholic Church and these jellyfish entities, and how the Catholic Church works with CERN to usher these entities in, and they're basically using these entities to terraform the planet. You know, like I said, the Tamahu is run by reptilians, you know, electromagnetic demons that basically house themselves in the body of these Tamahu avatars who front off as Illuminati. These Illuminati, they basically keep their bloodline pure through incest, and they do these satanic rituals because these lower vibrational entities need to feed on a certain frequency of energy. They have to feed on this energy, and they basically do it through, you know, ritual abuse, human sacrifice, S&M, anything that's dealing with what you call torture or abuse. When you torture somebody, you're basically destroying their aura field through pain and through suffering. That lowers the frequency of your aura field. It dampens your shield, and then these spirits can come in, they can latch onto you, and then they can use you as a host. Okay? That's why, you know, the government uses MK Ultra. It's basically the host demons, get people to give up their soul, torture them to a point to where, you know, their aura field is completely diminished, and then they attach a demon onto their victim. And, you know, they try to say that these people are mentally ill, or, you know, because of torture and abuse, that they become mentally ill. But no, what it is their aura field has been diminished to where their soul doesn't have any protection. So these lower frequency entities can come in and take them over and use them as a host. And it's the Catholic Church that's ushering in these demons to basically terraform the planet, because the Catholic Church is run by demons. It's just, you see them as human beings, but really what they are, they're Tamahu avatars for demonic entities. Okay? Well, anyway, Zeus controls the Kraken. That means Yahweh is the one that controls the demon. Okay? Now this demon ties back to Yaldabaoth / Ogo. Okay? This goes back to the Dogon tribe. This also goes back to the Gnostics. Okay? The Dogon tribe discussed Ogo, who broke out of the pleroma of the black hole. Forgive me, everybody. Again, a sun gaze, electromagnetic. And my mouth feels so electromagnetic. It's really hard to talk. But anyway, Ogo broke out of the core of the galaxy. Ogo is symbolic of a quasar. Okay? Quasars are miniature galaxies. And when they break out, they can produce stars within the galaxy, and then they break off, and then they start generating stars and forming their own galaxy. And all these galaxies are interconnected through a Birkeland current. And basically the way that works is if you read, we're going to break this down, but these Birkeland currents are all interconnected, and this is like a riverway. When you die, this is a riverway for souls to travel from galaxy to galaxy. Okay, it's all tied by a magnetic field. It's called a Magellanic Bridge. But anyway, this is where you get those stories of what they call the Greeks, where you have the ferryman. You know, he's in Egypt. It was Anubis. He will usher the dead on the river currents, the souls. Okay, they're basically discussing the Birkeland currents that basically connect all galaxies, all stars. You travel when you die, your soul travels on those currents, and this is how you're able to travel the whole entire universe from current to current to current to current. We're gonna break all this down. Well, anyway, Zeus controls the Kraken, therefore Yahweh, God of the Bible, controls the Kraken. So Yahweh, God of the Bible, is the one that uses these demons for anybody that doesn't obey him in order to get you to be loyal to him. What he does through the Catholic Church is they usher in these demons, okay, and then they lash these demons on people. You know, they create a bunch of fear, war, terror, chaos. They start wars, they finance terror, chaos, witch hunts, all this other stuff to generate fear. Fear lowers people in their aura field. And then once they get you in a fear state, then these spirits can come in, latch onto your aura, and overtake you. Okay? But they have to lower your aura field. Okay, like I said, fear does it, torture, pain, suffering, all that keeps your aura field weak. Okay? You have to charge your aura field up by going outside barefoot, staring into the sun. Well, anyway, the Catholic Church ushers in these demons, and they do it through CERN. Okay? The energy, when the vortex is down, okay, they create portals to basically divert this energy through the portal, and then these spirits come in, and then they're put into our realm, and then they're running rampant, and all these spirits that come in through that portal are looking for hosts. And it's the Catholic Church tied in with CERN, tied in with the military-industrial complex, the media, the pharmaceutical industry. They're all tied in with the Catholic Church. Okay, we're going to break that down. But anyway, like I said, the Catholic Church, via the means of Yahweh, usher in demons, put demons on people, and then the Catholic Church, who put the demon on you, comes in as the savior and does an exorcism to exorcise the demon off of you. And then once you clear the demon, okay, you're thinking that it was by the means of Yahweh. Yahweh is the one that saved you. When in reality, it's Yahweh who controls the Kraken, is the one that put the demon on you to begin with. Because this Yahweh is a jealous commander God, and he's really Enlil of the Anunnaki. Okay? This is the head game, man. They're playing on you, man. Okay? And you have to be aware of what's going on. Now, we're going to break into the Catholic Church. Catholic Church is a satanic sanctuary, and they're the ones ushering in these demons, as you're going to clearly see right here, okay? Okay. Right here, let me go back over this. Okay, the Catholic Church worships Enlil, a.k.a. Yahweh, a.k.a. Zeus. Zeus controls the Kraken. Therefore, Yahweh, God of the Bible, controls the Kraken. Okay? The Catholic Church utilizes a form of extortion, a.k.a. good cop, bad cop, ushers in, and then uses demons to attack humanity with. Then the Catholic Church brings in its priests to save humanity from these same demons in a plot to get humanity to surrender and give worship, faith, and loyalty to this jealous God who attacked them to begin with, a la Yahweh, the jealous God of the Bible. All right? Now, the evidence of this is a book called Lucifer's Lodge, Satanic Ritual Abuse in the Catholic Church, and the author's name is William H. Kennedy. Now, he was working with, this is the same author that we used to work with a journalist named Gary Webb, who the government basically killed him and blamed it on him committing suicide or whatnot. But Gary Webb's the one that exposed George Bush, who was running the CIA, Ronald Reagan, Oliver North. He exposed them in the CIA trafficking of drugs. CIA was created by Wall Street bankers. Okay, anyway, he exposed the CIA was behind the drug trafficking. Again, legal drugs, cocaine, crack cocaine, going into the hood. Now these people start smoking that crack, automatically you become an addict. Okay, once you get on them drugs literally destroy your arm. So now your shield is gone because of the drugs. Now these demons, they can just put demons on you, man. You know what I'm saying? The crackhead walk around talking to himself. He's seeing all this crazy stuff because he's been hijacked by a demon. All right, and basically the book discusses. Let me get into the book here. Okay, the current priest sex scandal in the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, has sent shockwaves throughout the world. However, mainstream media outlets hardly touched upon the fact that many of the accused priests were involved in satanic ritual abuse as part and parcel of their sexual abuse of children and women. Okay, Lucifer's Lodge covers the sick careers of several abusive priests who employed devil worship and arcane rites as part of their sexual abuse. So these priests are devil worshippers, okay? So, like I said, the game is complete extortion. Okay, they go around here abusing all these little children, and then they usher in these demons, house them in these kids. See? Because they're the ones trying to terraform this planet, okay? And it's a covert war against you. That's why they put GMO in the food, and as you're going to soon see, the Catholic Church is tied in with GMO. They're tied in with the pharmaceutical industry. They're tied in with the military-industrial complex. Now, why is the so-called Church of God involved with the pharmaceutical industry and the military-industrial complex? Unless, of course, they're the demons. Okay? Now, I'm not saying everybody that's part of the Catholic Church is demonic. Little brainwash, maybe, but not everybody's not demonic. Just like everybody who's a Mason is not demonic. The lower tier Masons are just like anybody else. It's the ones at the very top of the scheme. Those are the demons. They're the ones that pull the strings. And they're the ones doing all these crazy rituals because these demonic entities need blood. That's why they do these human sacrifices of these abducted kids. You know, if you look across, man, you know, they got young kids being trafficked for sex trafficking, all these missing children, you know, by the hundreds of thousands every year just go missing. Okay, well, it's these people right here. These Illuminati demons are the ones that are abducting these kids and using them for ritual, you know, for demonic rituals. Okay, whether it's sex rituals or human sacrifice, man. Okay, and we're gonna break this down because see, we're gonna get into the power of prayer and how prayer, you know, just giving your attention and putting prayer on something is actually sending in energy. So when you pray to this Yahweh, who's really, you know, he's a destroyer entity. He's a jealous God, and you know, if you read the Gnostics, you know, they done made Enlil and Yahweh one and the same, but they're really two different entities. Enlil is a destroyer God, because in the universe you have destroyer, creator. Okay, you got the guys to come in and create, and you got the guys to come in to destroy. So you know, it's the creation destruction element. It's the creation destruction energies. This is the life cycle. You know, you get the new. And then the new gets old, and the destroyer energy comes in, kills the new. It gets old, it dies off, and then the creator energy comes in, brings in something new. Then the destroyer energy comes in, lets it die off. See, this is how the cycle of the universe is. It's just basically renewal energy. And you have two sets of gods. You have the creator gods, and you have the destroyer gods. The creator gods come in and build up. The destroyer gods come in and destroy. And then the creator gods come in and build up. The destroyer guys come in and destroy. Okay, so you know, Enlil is a destroyer god, and he uses demonic lower frequency energies to destroy. That's one of his weapons. Okay, so you know, you had a battle between creator and destroyer. So you got to make a choice. Are you a creator or are you a destroyer? Okay. I choose to be a creator. Okay. That's what I choose to be. Because in reality, nothing can be destroyed. Everything, this goes back to the source, which is the ether, because everything's created from energy. So, nothing ever gets destroyed. All it is this energy taking form, and then it unravels itself, and then takes another form, unravels itself, takes another form. So it's to get the creation, destruction. So it materializes, then dematerializes. Materializes, then dematerializes. This is how the universe works. It goes to physical, back to energy. Energy to physical, physical back to energy. Okay? It's just the natural process of the universe. But it's just how recycle goes. But these priests are destroyer priests. They worship the destroyer God, and they're agents to this destroyer God. And this destroyer God wants to destroy. Okay? And it's for these basically it's these lower frequencies that's behind the destruction, because they want to come up in frequency. Okay? And the only way they can come up from frequency is they have to come up through you. They need your body. Okay? They need your body.
All right? He keeps calling them gods. They're not gods. He keeps calling Enlil and Enki. They're not gods. He keeps calling them gods. They're not gods, guys. They're entities of higher vibration that have more technical skills than you. But they're not any gods. There's only one creator. Either one of these motherfuckers, Enki or Enlil, none of them are gods. They're just you in a higher form. Same as you are. They just vibrate higher and have more knowledge. And then do with any gods. None of them are gods. Okay? So, that's the term they told people. People believed that they were gods and all this. Not any kind of gods. Go ahead, Joe.
What you want to do is you have to become an alchemist. And what you do is you take these lower frequency energies and you help them come up without allowing them to bring you down. This is where the science of alchemy comes in. You help these lower frequencies come up, but
gain better consciousness,
bring you down. Because if you let these frequencies bring you down, okay, they're going to feed on you and bring you down to where they're at. And that's taking you away from true God. Okay?
Exactly. I ain't saying true God. Exactly. True God. These things are not God.
Frequency and help this energy increase this frequency without it latching on you, sucking on you. You understand what I'm saying? Taking your energy away from you. You help it come up, so it will no longer be a threat. Okay? As long as it's a lower frequency energy, it needs your energy in order for it to survive, so it's going to prey on you. Now, this whole earthly existence is an evil existence, okay? Because you have to kill something in order for you to live.
Just eat. Exactly, because we're in an Ogu, because this existence was created by Ogu. And that's why all these animals are killing, and because this existence, this material realm, was created by what they call Ogu or the Demiurge or Yaldabaoth. So this whole level of existence is demonic. Because you got animals that got to eat each other. We got to eat animals. Really, we don't. If we knew how to go back to ourselves as high vibrational beings. But this thing is, this whole realm is set up to kill some other shit so you can eat their energy, which is demonic. So he's right about that. Go ahead, Joe. We'll let you get out in a minute. Wrap this up.
The animal has to go eat something. It's just a predatory world, and this is an existence created by this guy right here. It's actually Ogo that created this earth, but it's this guy right here that maintains this.
That's control.
This basically prison. And what they do is they take these soul energies, bring them down here, and trap them here into the physical body.
We get trapped.
Fell into skin, and then what they do is this Enlil needs your energy to keep it powerful. So he has to keep you subservient to him. Okay? So he does that by, setting up all, they're behind all these religious systems, all designed to pray to Yahweh.
Fake religious
Yahweh is not the true God. Okay? because the true God wouldn't create this evil world to where you
He's not God at all.
Animal has to prey on another animal, has to prey on another animal. All the docile animals get eaten up by the predatory animals. And basically what you are is this, you're nothing but energy food for this Enlil. Okay? Just energy. And
Why you keep dying and coming back, dying and coming back, dying and coming back.
For them to survive. So guess what? Enlil created a world to where he has to keep you in a low frequency energy, to where you can't break past those. When you die, your soul can't break past those magnetic fields that surround the Earth, that we call the
Van Allen belt and the Kuiper belt.
And within the magnetosphere, you have some radiation belts called the Van Allen belts.
Van Allen belt and the Kuiper belt. So you just come back into another body, and your memories wipe clean through the magnetic field, like a battery wipes the memory of a tape cassette. You know, the magnetics of a bag can wipe the memory. When you come back into another body, you don't know shit. You're all fucked up again. You're here again. Like, God damn. You know, live another fucked up life in this fucked up existence created by this goddamn wicked ass Ogo, controlled by this fucked up nigga Yahweh. So you constantly recycle your recycled energy unless you learn to vibrate high enough when you die to get the fuck out of here. Get past that Van Allen belt, because that's a magnetic field over the earth. That's a soul trap. When you leave your body, that captures your soul because you don't vibrate high enough to get past that field. You don't vibrate. You can't go past that field. I showed you how vibration works and how it goes through fields. You must be vibrating at least at gamma rate when you die. So if you're drinking and doing your fuck shit, you coming back, nigga. Because you won't. Because your spirit, your soul, does not vibrate high enough to go past this trap, this magnetic field that's put around the earth. And then there's another magnetic field around this solar system. So you get past the earth shit, right? This wicked motherfucker built another one. We got 9. Well, how many planets we got in our solar system? 9. So we get past the last planet. There's another belt for your ass trying to get away. So you must vibrate high enough to get past both belts. You got one around the earth and one around this whole solar system. So your ass will keep being reincarnated in this hell. Hey, it's the soul trap. It's the soul trap. There's no such thing as death. You'll just keep coming back this motherfucker over and over and over again till you learn to vibrate high enough to get out of here. Well, go ahead, Joe. I think I'll let Joby get out of here. We'll finish this up tomorrow, guys.
All right, 10 minutes remaining. Wind up.
Okay, go ahead.
You die, okay? There's a magnetic boundary around this earth. So
exactly. When you die, right.
If you're not operating at a high enough frequency, you're not going to get past those magnetic field boundaries.
You coming back.
If you're not at a high enough frequency, you're going to hit those magnetic fields. And magnetic fields is going to wipe your memory. It's going to break that down. It's going to wipe your memory.
That's it.
Yahweh is going to recycle you back here
to another body.
All he's doing is recycling your energy. Okay?
Yep.
And he feeds on your energy. And he needs you to pray to him to keep him strong so he can ascend. He's just going to take your energy so he can ascend. And he's going to leave you trapped here. Okay?
He's not able. He's not.
I mean, this is an experience.
Hey, Fred, he's not able to ascend. All the wicked shit he's done. He won't be able to lose our energy to ascend to the next dimension. Nope. That ain't happening. He's stuck in that. He's stuck in this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm just gonna go through the comments very quickly.
Okay, Joey.
And then we call it an end. We've been here for 2 hours, 30 minutes. I see some really, really racist comments on BitChute. There's so many.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to. That's why they're called the Tamahu, Joey. Those are the Tamahu. That's why they host them demonic energy. That's why they're the fucking Tamahu.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Joey.
I should start. I don't know. I should start with BitChute or on YouTube. Let me see.
Nah, not to do the YouTube. Fuck the BitChute bastards. Fuck them.
Okay, so we have
we don't argue with the Tamahu, Joby.
Period. So I'm just gonna start with where. Let me see. All right, where I left, I see. And Sankenon earlier was talking about the space between sleep and wakefulness is called hy- hypnagogia. Hypnagogia, is it that? Hypnagogia, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's a transitional state of consciousness. It's also known as twilight zone between sleep and wake. And Jerome Mosquito Karibu, I also see Jason said, that's why I stay strong minded and walk with love vibration. I haven't been sick going on 20 years now. Like
Yeah,
just
you
like
walk with love.
side didn't get sick until they hit 75, 85, and 105 years. And also see says fifth and sixth dimension still part of the matrix. It makes us feel like we made it out completely, not just yet. He also says going to bed drunk and high will cause them matrix nightmare. Oh, okay. And I also see Jiba says I had that one time. It was a black mist that was all over me. It was holding me down.
Damn. Wow. What were you doing, jibber jabber? What kind of fuck shit was you involved in?
I've never been there personally, so I don't relate. John Mosquito says the butt cheeks. Okay, wow. I won't read that.
What is say?
So
What Jim Skill say about butt cheeks? What? What? Oh, wait, what did he say, Joe? What did he say?
you say they don't shake anymore; they wobble. That's what he said.
Okay.
I also see Rick Snow says there was a TV show where this sister seen demon, a sister seen demon, and I also see. Man, I've never been caught up in all that. I don't know. For me, maybe just getting sick. But lately, I don't get sick like I used to. Like when I was young. When I was young, I used to get sick a lot, a lot, a lot. But not anymore. I also see 10 speed. He says this is deep. It's really, really deep. I also see John Mosquito says, how old is this video? I ain't sure. Maybe kids said they deleted his YouTube channel, so this is
But
literally
but
something
that's
that.
that's his bitch. That's his bitch shoot channel. So I think he did that like 4 years ago. 4 or 5, because they were gonna take down his YouTube channel. And he moved to BitChute. I put that in his car. I said, man, try to go to BitChute.
4 years
But he
ago.
only, yeah, exactly. Then he didn't stay on BitChute long because he went back to YouTube. And now about almost a year ago, they took down his YouTube channel completely.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes away a lot. A lot of time he goes away like a year and a half. Don't make any videos at all. I try to talk to him. And 6 years because since he was so close to me, knowing I tried to get him to come to the show. He said he would, but then he never showed up. So he goes in periods where he don't even be on. He doesn't do any videos at all. So he'll just, he's had his mind focused on making that free energy machine. I think that's why he was talking about. That's why they took his videos down, took his channel down. He was talking about creating free energy.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Joe.
So see 10 speed says I have to play this over and over again. Well, if you're on WhatsApp, I've shared the video for those who are requesting. I've shared the video on WhatsApp. Yeah, I've stayed for 30 minutes, John Mosquito. I've stayed for 30 minutes, 30 extra minutes. I also see Juba says, I like when you read racist comments, you make them sound stupid. Well, that's cute over
I
there.
like it, Joe. I mean, Joe was used to it now, but Joe wasn't used to that kind of hate. Most Africans not used to that. They don't understand that kind of hate.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we'll wrap it up there. It's been an amazing conversation that is deep. Like I always say, personally, I can't take this with one day, it takes
Of
time
course
to
not. Years of,
learn everything,
it's gonna be years. This history here because you got that years of understanding
yeah.
exactly what that means. So it takes years. So I thought I'd get back into it since I went away for years.
But I'm still grateful
So
to know this because most of our people don't know any. This is so deep. If you tell literally African people anything concerning this,
the regular African, no, you better
yeah,
believe the
they'll say
shamans African.
this is witchcraft.
Exactly.
That's what.
That's why I gave you Puerto Mupa right there in Africa, South Africa. Tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Ain't
Still,
no,
those.
and because like I said, that's like when don't said everybody was coming back stupid. The Africans are moron right now, Joey. Sorry.
Mhm. But anyway, family, much love. John Mosquito, I don't know what profile is that you put on there. I was also to ask you earlier, like, whose child is that? Which
That,
British child is that?
that's a child with a Nigerian woman he left.
A whole mulatto? Like the heck? This ain't a mulatto even. What the
And
heck?
that's probably that's he was. See, I told you, Jenna Mosquito was making them tamahoo. Told you somebody every time somebody that's Jenna Mosquito. He was cooking up these damn tamahoos. No good bastard.
But anyway, family, much love. Have yourself a beautiful day. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. That has been the
If you guys want to read the comments, go to bitshoot.com. Go to Black Eye Fire Network. I'm gonna go over and read that crazy shit. I like reading their racism because I know they are the tamahoo. That's what they call. That's why they're wicked. They were created to be wicked.
Yeah.
Much love, guys.
A lot of racist comments. Yeah.
All right. What does we want? What does we want, Joe? Just read one.
Okay. So this guy says, all you do is obsess about revenge on Whitey. The supposed victims now want to become the oppressors. Look at any black neighborhood anywhere in the world, and it is always the same, a total shithole. The main activity in any black area is gang bang, pimping, drug dealing, robbing, killing. You guys around killing each other, while people pretending your lives matter, but then your lives matter. I think this is the same comment as there. That's the same guy probably from earlier.
Damn.
He also says no father in the household to discipline the kids and teach them what respect means. Obsessed with your skin color, obsessed with your race.
Yes, we're upset with our skin color. The melanin is popping.
Action and the part you guys have played in creating your own rundown hoods and keep them that way. He also adds, I want to hear you guys talk about that. He says also, why don't you talk about all the wicked shit you people do in life and how racist you are right now. He also says the dude with the pentagram ain't convincing anyone. What's pentagram? Neither is dipshit who can't form a
Complete sentence. Coherent sentence. Yeah, it's like good. These motherfuckers are morons. See, they got a calcified pineal gland. White people are stupid as shit. They don't realize they're the dumbest motherfuckers. They're savages. So they're created to be savages.
Another one said on the comment, you think you are black? You don't look black. Your nose, your hair, you are a poser. You don't sound like one either. I don't know, man. But yeah, that's what's up. Those are the comments, man. I don't like the Beachwood comments sometimes. I'd just rather not read them because I'd rather literally look at them after the show. But yeah, they're very racist. But anyway,
I only told you to read one. I ain't to read a whole bunch, Toby. Goddamn.
No, I know. I just say it right willingly.
Yeah, they're racist, Joby. You can't stop a filthy beast. Never washed their ass and carried diseases everywhere. Because they were fucking animals and shit. Because they're the tamahoo. That's who they are. Africans need. The only thing I worry about Africans need to start knowing that's who these people are. They're racist by nature. They're fucked up by nature. They're evil and wicked by nature. And they're schizophrenic. They want to blame everybody for their genocidal, homicidal nature.
Much love. Have yourself a beautiful day. 8 minutes past 11 p.m. Right here in the guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be part 4 on this wicked beast.
Yeah, so much love, family. Have a good day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace, family.